this is like fun with other, running friends. So I'm like, I'm going to do it because I knew it would put me in a good mood.
You are my BRF.
What's happening, Eric?
There for your victory lap.
Yeah.
Whoa!
How did that happen?
How did you do that?
And all of a sudden I go to zip it up and I'm like, why is the zipper in the front right now? 0 out of 10 on the recommendation scale.
I am literally crying from laughter and from so much love. Oh my God.
It's like I see off for your cornhole.
And he just smashed Arnie like that and said, you stay out of this, Arnie. And I thought,
But I don't run to stay sober. I get to run because I am.
And there she was, a halo over her head.
No, it's not very true. Okay. And he steps to the side and just gestures. Here's the tinkle pot. I don't need to tinkle.
What's up, everybody? And welcome to episode 231 of the On the Runs podcast. What an amazing weekend we had. 6-star ran up a mountain. I made Erika make a lot of content that you've yet to see. And we have an incredible guest on today's episode that you're all going to love. But first, before we get to any of that, I must say hello to my amazing, kick-ass, rockstar of a co-host, 6-star Erika. What's up?
What's going on, buddy? I feel like I've got a chance to see you so much this weekend, even today. This is our second time recording today. This has been a good few days.
You've already recorded for 2.5 hours today.
He's taking
And we have
advantage
the
of me not
Tros.
having a job, you guys.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sure.
on lunch break, what are you doing? I got a lunch break. You want to record? Let's do it. It's amazing.
Why not?
And then
Let's
we
go.
got another recording tonight that you'll hear in a couple weeks. But I'm pumped. Yeah, we did see each other a lot this weekend. Not only that, since you lost your job, you now are willing to drive more places, and you drove up here to run up McIntyre with me, not once, not twice, but 3 times, 3 for Dale.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I made sure to take my time, though, because the next day I wound up running a half marathon, which was very hilly. So those hills set me up really well for this race.
It was hilly,
Mhm.
but Pterodactyl said that your half marathon had less elevation than the elevation you had running up McIntyre 3 times.
Which is
Which-
crazy.
Did we even run 3 miles on Saturday? We just ran up and down the hill.
Yeah, we just did 3. That's all I was going to do. Just a
Yeah,
nice,
3 for
easy
Dale.
run. And I didn't even take it up, do the hill very hard. I knew I had to save my legs for Sunday. But you guys were crushing it.
Do you remember we saw a girl running up? We saw some people, at the top, this one guy was running down.
Mhm.
We saw someone else, but this one girl just came around the corner. And somebody brought this up on social media a while ago. Do you say hi when you're running to someone running by themselves? Or how do you act in all this? And to be honest, if it's a guy all the time, I give them a what's up? How you doing?
Yeah.
If it's a female running by themselves, and I'm in this area of McIntyre, which is a wooded area, and you want to be respectful of space and everything.
Yeah.
She ran by us, do you remember? Right as we were starting. And I just started without hesitation. If I was not with the two of you, I would have easily waited a minute to give her that space. But I felt fine and safe.
Because you were
that I
with a
was
couple
you
more
two.
women. Yeah.
Yeah. It's she's not going to be worried about me. And then I just ran by her.
Yeah.
I just kept running. I don't even think we saw her again. That was a thought I had when we started, because I would have gotten an extra minute of a recovery there.
Mhm.
That's beyond the whole point. That's the thing I do. As out of respect. a
Yeah,
respectful
yeah,
thing,
you're being
but-
thoughtful, and as a woman, I appreciate that. But I, on the other hand, will say hi to everyone, and I get peeved when they don't say hi back.
Yeah,
Even a
yeah.
head nod or a smile or something.
I always say hi back,
try to be
and I try
friendly.
to give a head nod.
Yeah.
Head nod and see what happens. But I
Yeah.
just remember that happening, being oh, wow, I didn't feel like I needed to wait. I
Mhm.
just went.
Yeah.
And it's because you were there. That was my instant click. I was like, oh, right. Because I almost hesitated. Let's give her a minute. I'm like, why? I got you and Tara with me.
Well,
So,
still would have been
You'll
nice
both
either
absolutely
way.
kick my ass if I did anything.
We would just beat you up right there.
So tell everybody what you thought about running up the backside of McIntyre.
It was actually a really nice run, but that incline does get to you because you go up, you have to pass through a gate, and you can see the top of the hill, but that is not the top of the hill. You have to take a slight right and keep going up to the top where there's that little tower. And I don't even know how much it is for one lap, But the way you put it to us, you're like, all right, do you guys want to do 3 like full laps up and down, or we could do 10 like hill sprints? And you said sprint, and I immediately went, I don't want to do any sprints. You're like, no, it's not going to be that bad, especially when you showed me where you do the sprint. It's just at that very top part. But I have no regrets doing what we did, just the 3 up and down laps. And then the up part was on pavement, but the down part was on trail. And that was kind of fun to get to just like run in the woods.
You had a nice tour guide, right?
Yes. Mr. Plymouth State University tour guide here was giving us a tour of the McIntyre area. So,
did you not know that, by the way? Did you not know I was a tour guide at Plymouth State?
You know what? I think I have known that in the past, but I just forgot about it. But it makes total sense. Like you just are. You are a tour guide. You have such a weird random knowledge base that you could give a tour to anything, or you could make it up and nobody would know. You could just BS your way through it and it would be
This
fine.
was from the movie Back to the Future. Yeah. I did that once or twice at Plymouth. I said the clock tower was the original clock tower from Back to the Future. And I remember some dad being like, no way, honey, get out the camera.
Yeah, no way. But hey,
Yeah.
whatever makes it entertaining for people, it's fine.
Well, I enjoy it because you never ran cross country and I did. So I'm showing you, this is the cross country course. And even though we're going this direction and they go the opposite way, but this is part of what they run on. And I thought it was so cool. And you're just probably like, cool, dude, whatever.
Well, I was also trying not to fall down. So like while you were giving it through the wooded area, I was like, yep, and I'm just trying to watch out for rocks and sticks and stuff. But it was
good
fun.
job. You didn't fall.
No, I did not.
Fall. I was happy you didn't fall, and I was slightly nervous about taking you down the trail section because I make that little loop, and it almost like a figure 8. But I was almost like, if she falls, she'll never come back.
That probably would have been true. But I like a trail. It's just the trail doesn't usually like me, so I'm willing to give it a shot.
Well, what did you ever do to the trail?
I'm very nice to trails.
I did.
Trails. As I was telling Chad earlier today, which you guys will hear from later, I can trip over the air. And I did in my first 100-miler. So like I still can't figure out what I did wrong. But yeah, I'm gifted that way.
Tara was with us. It was really fun. Like we met at 9. Perfect time for me and you. Tara, it was like her second lunchtime or something.
Yeah.
Second breakfast. We got to the top of the mountain, and it's just like you in ultras, you're like, hey, you get to walk and eat snacks. I'm like, hey, you get to the top of the mountain, you get to stop and chill for a second.
yeah.
You don't have to just keep going. And we chilled at the top of the mountain for probably 20, 25 minutes.
Yep.
And we made content that everyone has yet to see.
It
The
made
first
your
one's going
day.
to drop pretty soon when you're listening. But it was so much fun. So here's the fun thing is I will send myself messages from on the runs to my own profile. And it will be like, hey, this is a cool content idea. This is easy to do on the fly. Or we should try this around Halloween or something. And so we're at the top, you and Tara having a good time. And then I'm just directing. I'm like, you do this and you do that. Watch it. Here it is. Erika, run down the hill and run back up real quick. Let me get a video. And the best part was the two of you were all in.
See, that's how I like to do it, as long as I'm not the one coming up with the ideas and actually having to film it. Because I can come up with a good idea. It's just that I'll never do it. But if you just say, hey, go do something, I'll be like, yeah, why not? It's easy that way.
Yeah, it was so good. There's going to be some really good like content this week dropping. Funny
I can't
shit,
wait.
Funny stuff.
I can't wait for the one that you have been planning. It is pure gold, very nostalgic. And I love that one. So you guys will be in for a treat later.
We'll have to talk about that later. Later, I don't know when because, okay, we have, you mentioned him, Chad just ran a 50K. We caught up with him today. That's dropping on Thursday. Next week's episode is dropping the day after Memorial Day. So we already recorded it with Jen. Jen was incredible, but we already did the Tros because we're not going to want to record on Sunday or Monday. It's a holiday. Yeah. And then you and Tara randomly jumped on Riverside to talk about women, and that's ready for Thursday. So really the next time we catch up, to be honest, will be the Tuesday after Memorial Day, the following week. So I just want to say, yeah, I've been planning this reel that will drop maybe Wednesday night, Thursday. It's a throwback from Plymouth. And here was my take. You always hear people today saying, oh, I'm so happy I grew up in the 90s. There was no internet, so there's no proof. We were really kind of like the very beginning of the internet with Facebook and photos in the albums. And I had so much fun going back and looking at so many photos of us in college. Like, no shame, not embarrassed at all. I really hope to print those one day and put them in a photo album.
Yep.
Because some of those photos were 20 years ago.
Yep. Yeah, we really did like do college at the beginning of Facebook. I remember it came out the like spring of our freshman year. So 2005 that was.
Yeah.
And oh man, there are pictures like
you
you had to
remember
take
it
the
was
digital
like-
cameras and then upload
Yeah.
it. So you would get like the pictures like weeks after. See, that's why I'm so
know.
bad at uploading.
You remember
stuff.
like it was like I was in Smith Hall. I think you were Mary Lyon or Spear.
I was in
and so you
Blair
were in
right
a-
behind Mary Lyon.
Blair.
Yep.
That's right. So you were in like the Blair category. So you could be friends with people in Blair in your dorm.
Yep.
And it was so much fun. And then eventually it just became so much bigger. But
You
then
couldn't
were
even sign
friends with
out or sign up for it without having like a college account. Like there were
a
no
dorm
boomers
room and all that. Yeah. Man, it'd be fun
Those
to
were the
talk to
days,
someone from Facebook one day and hear how that started.
Right?
That'd be cool. Anyways, I had so much fun. And my point to the whole kids in the 90s are like, there's no evidence. That evidence for us is so far in the past, it's beyond, what do you call it? Statutes of limitation.
Sure.
We're in the clear.
Oh,
We know
man.
better today.
Oh man, those
Yeah.
were the days.
You ran a half marathon too.
I
and you
did.
saw some friends of ours who we've met in the past. You saw Kat, you saw Janet, you saw Michael from Enjoy Your Life. How was your half marathon?
I had a really good time. I had high hopes for this one because I've been in pretty good shape and I was trying to see how I could do speed wise, but it was just way too warm yesterday. It was like 70 degrees when we started, full sun. And I did my best though. And with all the hills that we had, it was pretty rolling. I didn't walk. So thank you, McIntyre Hill.
Yeah.
3 times.
Got to come back up. Make
I'll
this
do
a
it.
thing.
I'll do it.
Make this a thing every other weekend.
I could do that.
And then it becomes every weekend. And then you were looking at it, you're like, this is a really small ski hill. I'm like, yeah, this is where you can learn.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see about the actual skiing part of things, but
What would you try first? A triathlon or skiing?
skiing. Duh.
All right. I'll take that.
I
I'll take
don't
that.
wanna do
Even
a
though
try.
on this episode we go pretty hard with our guests. today. We go
Yeah,
pretty-
and I saw some
pretty
comments
hard.
already. I don't know if that's gonna happen, Brittany. I
So you
hope you
said
get
it.
1,000 listens, though. I hope it works.
Yeah, me too. So you said it. Our guest today, brought to you by My Race Tats, is Brittany, and I met Brittany in New York City,
Mhm.
but I didn't know it at the time, and you'll learn why. But Erica, what was your first take of Brittany here?
Brittany is awesome, but the thing that stood out was during your intro, which you guys will hear. But she's also a salt stick ambassador, and we connected over that. So I think that was a pretty cool thing, and she uses it for some pretty interesting reasons. You'll get to learn. Yeah.
One other shout out before
Mhm.
this Saturday, for those of you who are listening, because sometimes you don't listen all the way in the end, and if we say it way too late, you're like, we will be in Boston at the expo for the Boston Run to Remember, recording live from 12 to 3 for 3 hours, maybe a little longer. We'll see. But I do have a goal.
Yeah.
And instead of trying to live stream to YouTube or Facebook the entire time, we are going to try to live stream for 1 hour from 1 to 2. That's my
Ah.
goal. So because we'll have Wi-Fi, I really want to test it. This is something I really want to pitch to
Other
New York
people.
Roadrunners.
Wink.
the Boston Athletic Association, maybe Philadelphia, because we realize we're both around for Philadelphia. Billy, what's up? You want us to go there and podcast? We'd love to. So Millennium Running's doing the Boston Run to Remember. Typically, we do these live shows from post-race, the finish line. This time it will be at the expo. I'm so excited for this. We'll try to live stream for an hour, get plenty of great other content and interviews with people, just like a live show. It'll actually probably drop a week from Thursday. So you and Tara's women's only episode has to wait. Find yourself a woman editor and she'll edit it.
That's fine.
But we'll be there 12 to 3 on Saturday. It's in the Boston Seaport area. If you're doing the race, there's going to be over, apparently, they think 12,000 people walking in and out of the expo.
That's a lot. No pressure, am I right?
No pressure. 8,000 runners, but they're estimating, again, 12 to 13,000 people in and out of the expo around that time frame will be there. So I'm so excited. And again, I'm really excited for today's guest, Brittany. Brought to you by My Race Tats. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, My Race Tats. Guys, enjoy Brittany on the On the Runs podcast, and we'll see you on the other side. Our next guest on the pod is from Florida, and you might sometimes run into her, but you won't know it because she'll be dressed up in a mascot costume. She has her own podcast about dogs, and she ran the New York City Marathon. Plus, this year, she's going to try something and do a triathlon. I'm so excited to finally have her on the podcast after meeting her last fall. Brittany Snell, welcome to the On the Runs podcast. What's up?
Thank you, Eric. It's great to be here. Nice to meet you, Erika. I'm
nice to meet
excited.
You too. I know Eric dropped that you are a Salt Stick ambassador. Me too. Salty Sweater Crew represent.
I love Salt Stick. I have so much, but I truly take it almost every day. I have pots, and you have to have salt with pots, and so constantly doing Salt Stick. Not even a plug, not even technically sponsored. You know what I mean? I'm just an ambassador. Yeah, but one of my favorite products. So yes, Salt Stick ambassador.
Sharing the love. Do you use the Fast Chews?
I use the Fast Chews and the Bonk Breaker gummies because Salt Stick now produces those, and they have the Pop Rocket, the Sour Pop Rocket, and then the Sour Blue Raz. So good. And they're easy on your stomach. So like I'll do like a gel, a gummy, a gel, a gummy. POTS. It is posterior orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. So
I was going to ask, but you already made fun of me. Erica made fun of me for the words. I
don't even think I could say that, so I got to give him some slack.
Yeah, what is that?
It's a lot. It's a lot of things in one little word. The way it affects me the most is my blood pressure bottoms out very quickly. It gets really, really low, and so I have been known to pass out on runs. And then also,
hope you're not alone.
I have been. I had a little old lady find me in her driveway last year when I was getting ready for New York and Chicago.
So scary.
She brought me out popsicles and cupcakes. So honestly, it was like the perfect place to pass out. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
This lady's driveway. Hell yes.
Yeah. I'm like, how can I pass out there again? Like, how do I know? You know what I mean? And the other thing is a high heart rate. So like when I run, normally if it's a half, a full, I'm usually in zone 5 the entire time.
Oh, wow.
Not ideal. I don't even know what zone 2 training is. Zone 2 is me living. So that's like the other piece of POTS that complicates my life.
And the Salt Stick helps?
It helps the blood pressure component. So if I can keep my blood pressure, normal range, then I have less likelihood of passing out, right? I mean, without it bottoming out. And so I keep my sodium super high.
I know this is kind of jumping the gun a little bit, but is that a hard thing to manage when you're trying to get these like high miles in training for marathons and even your Ironman that's coming up?
Yeah. So fueling is like the biggest thing for me. Like I always have so much fuel on me because I have to fuel every, I'd say 30 to 40 minutes. It looks like I'm an ultra runner and it's like, I'm just going out for an 8-mile run and my pockets are completely full of snacks. So, and then with Ironman, I'm finding it's tricky because it's like, how do you fuel during a swim? How do you fuel during a bike? Right. Especially if you're like not comfortable on your bike, you can't sit there and snack. So I'll just pull over and like have a snack. I have a little bento box on my bike and I fill it with fun stuff. And then I fill my jersey with fun stuff. But yeah, that's been like a learning process, right? Because it's already hard to learn how to fuel when you're running. And so I feel like you're testing like what gels work for me, what gummies work for me, and you're training your stomach so you don't throw them back up. And then for me, it's like, let me take double what everyone else does and really train my stomach and then add on to that having Crohn's. I have Crohn's disease. So then I really have to get picky with my fueling.
You're a strong woman, Brittany.
Yeah, you absolutely are. And she's not scared to do a triathlon, Erica. That's for sure.
I have learned.
When when you joined the Salty Crew, what did you call it, Erica? You're the Salty
The
Sweater.
salty sweater crew.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
When you joined, like, application process, did you add in all these things? Was it Noah who, like, picks and chooses you? I've met Noah like 3 times now. So in Boston, New York, and then Boston again. How did you become a Salty Crew member? And was this part of your story to get on the team?
I've been with Salt Stick for 3 years, maybe. I can't remember if I said this in my initial application. I might have, or I might have just leaned heavily into like, it's Florida, it's humid, it's hot. I need these products.
Mm.
And I don't know if it's just Noah that picks us. I feel like maybe they have like a committee. I'd like to think there's like a little committee, maybe. I don't know. I hope to be part of the like sweater crew forever. And I'm trying to come back again as the mascot. So
Yeah.
I'll be at the New York City Marathon this year. It's my first year in past couple years and I'm not running it. But I'm trying to work the expo. So hopefully I'll be at the expo working as a big salt shaker again, because that was fun.
So that's what Eric had mentioned in his intro. Does this does this salt shaker have a name?
I think it's Salty. Right?
Salty.
Gosh,
I feel like I
he
should
might
know
have
this,
a
but I
name. I
don't.
feel like they put him on social media a lot. They might have named him by now. I think I was one of the first people to be in that mascot costume, and you cannot see anything. So kids would be hugging you, and you'd be like, "There's something on me," and you're like trying to look, but you're a big salt shaker, so you can't see. So you're like, "Something's touching me, but I don't know what it is."
His name is Salty Sal.
Salty
yes,
Sal.
Salty
Okay.
Sal. And yeah, this is cool. So when I was in New York City, I saw the mascot, and I don't know if it was you inside at the time, but my sister and I went early from my team, and then I had to go the next day to meet my team for team photo, and that might have been the time we met you, and you're not in the costume anymore, the mascot. You're not Sal anymore. And you were like giving me the salt stick. I went over just to really say hi to Noah.
Right.
And then you and I just started chatting, and I dropped that I had a podcast, and you're like, I have a podcast too. And then we just started chatting about so much. And my sister's like, here we go again. Eric's talking to somebody. But you got to do that. And that's so cool. That's actually a dream job of mine. I want to be a mascot sometime, like, and interact with fans or a crowd. I always thought I would be.
You got to be like deranged, like Gritty. Gritty is my favorite, and I want you to just be like total chaos.
Yeah, I could. If someone gives me the opportunity, salt stick.
Stoolie. We need a Stoolie mascot. This is happening.
Oh yeah.
We're making it happen.
That would be epic. But we'll get to New York later. I think we
Okay.
need to hear a little bit about your story. We know you have POTS. We know you do marathons now. We know you're trying for the triathlon that Erica will never do. But like, you're from Florida. Are you born and raised in Florida? Give us a little bit of your story here.
So born and raised in Southern Ohio, right by Huntington, West Virginia. Always played sports. So cheerleading, softball, anything you can think of. I started even lifting when I was in high school. Went to Ohio State for undergrad and immediately needed kind of like a niche to fall into for athletics. And I was working at the gym and I met this girl that was bodybuilding and she was like, well, just come do it. And I'm like, yeah, I'll just come do it. So I signed up for my first bikini show and I just wore like a Victoria's Secret swimsuit and I just went to the tanning bed and I got there and I was like, this is not it. I didn't get the memo.
Oh,
So you do like prejudging and finals and I wasn't dark enough to be on stage. So between prejudging and finals, I put Pam cooking spray on and then went and laid in the tanning bed to see how dark I could get before finals.
oh no.
I
You
don't
were
recommend.
You're
I can't
a completely
imagine
new
how well.
person.
So all good there. However, after that, I was like, well, let me actually figure out what bodybuilding's about. And so after undergrad, moved to Florida for law school and then really got into bodybuilding. So I competed in bikini for a couple of years and then moved over to figure, competed in figure for, gosh, I forget how many years. And then moved to New York City, kept competing, also started a little bit more active in CrossFit, and then moved back to Florida, went back to bikini from figure. And then I kind of hung it up right post-COVID. I was like, let me hang this up. I think I'm done with bodybuilding. What's next? And this was around the time of the 2020, I want to say it was the 2022 New York City Marathon. And I watch every single year. So I'm watching it and I said, I really want to do this one day. And my husband's like, okay, like, when are we going to do it? And I was like, soon. We're going to do it very soon. So I get online. I find out about 9+1. And I don't know if y'all have ever talked about 9+1, but you do 9 races in New York City and then you volunteer at one. So that was the catalyst to say, we're going to do 9+1 next year. So we get in the following year. So we literally flew up 10 times to run 9 races and work one. Yes. Yes.
I joked about doing this driving from New Hampshire. I'm like, I could do this. Oh,
that's way more reasonable. We did it 2 years in a row. So,
wow.
Yeah. In order to run in 2024 and in 2025, we did 9+1 both years.
Unfortunately, they might have to make it 18+2 or something, because apparently it's becoming a big deal, very popular.
Yeah.
I've heard.
I have so many friends who are not going to finish their 9+1 this year, and they paid for like premium NYRR memberships, and they're still not getting into races.
They can't get into races because they sell out in 5 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah. And you sit in the queue for an hour, 2 hours to get into these for, a 5K in Central Park. But they sell out. So I'm fortunate I did it when I did it, right? So, I trained for the first New York City Marathon, ran it, and then I was like, I'm going to do all the majors. And what butted up to that very first New York City Marathon, I was telling Erika off air, I went to work the next week and all of the guys at work were like, okay, well, now you have to do an Ironman. And I was like, oh, is that how these things work? And they're like, yeah, if you do a marathon, you got to do an Ironman. And I'm like, I never read that in the rule book.
Erica.
In what world?
Right. I still haven't found where it's written. I'm like, I can't seem to find the textbook on this.
I actually think the correct direction is marathon, then ultra marathon. I'll give that one to you, Erica.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
That's at least the progression. You go 5K, 10K, half, full, ultra.
Right.
Like 50K. And then you did your little steps from there. But Ironman, I don't know where Ironman fits. At least
apparently someone has a rule book that says it comes after a marathon. So
I need it in writing. I need proof.
Right. Someone show me the rule. I bought my first bike. I bought like a gravel bike. I went into our local bike store and I said, I've never owned a bike. What do I buy? He was like, what are you going to do? I said, triathlon. And he was like, okay, so you swim, run. I said, I don't know how to swim. He was like, oh, you sound like every triathlete. He was like, buy that bike right there. And I was like, perfect. Put it in my truck. And he's like, do you want to ride it? I said, no, I probably don't know how. Just put it in my truck. So fast forward like 2-3 months later, it took me a minute to commit. I finally called a swim coach and I was like, hey, like I need
This is recent, right?
Yeah, I learned to swim last year. So last February, I called a swim coach. And so she meets me at the pool. She's like, all right, show me. And I'm like, I don't know anything. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, I don't know anything. And she's like, well, put your face in the water. And I was like, I can hold my nose and like shut my eyes really tight. And she's like, no, that's not it. So my first lesson was learning to put my face in the water. And it took 20 minutes to just do it the first time because it's one of my biggest fears.
We're not talking just put your head underwater. We're talking like put your face as swimming forward, or are we talking just put your head underwater?
Just put your head underwater.
Okay.
That's how terrified of water I was. So
okay.
So you went into this signing up for an Ironman, or at least a triathlon in general, with the fear of swimming altogether. So how long did it take you to get past this fear in order to start getting used to the water?
So fear is still there. I did my first sprint triathlon in July and it was in the ocean. I got caught in the current 6-7 times. Multiple lifeguards were like, hey, do you need rescue? And I'm like, yes, but I'd rather die than DNF. And they're like, and at one point I'm just stuck in a current and my arms are flailing and they're like, swim harder. They're screaming at me. I flipped to my back so I can look at my watch. My heart rate's 210. I was like, I actually cannot go any harder right now. I'm going to pass away very soon. Somehow I made it out. So I made it out. It was just a little sprint try. I know anyone listening is like, oh, what a baby. I know. But I did it and I finished it and then committed to my first 70.3, which is in September in Augusta. So I'm currently taking more swim lessons. Augusta, Georgia.
Oh, why was I thinking
There's one in Maine.
Yeah, it's in a town that starts with an A. Is it the same? I'm going to look this up. But continue.
Brittany, I just have to say I'm proud of you for conquering your fear. Like even if it's still scary, you're still getting out there. So huge props to you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's interesting to be new at something. It's interesting to be scared of something, but I really feel like it kind of shapes your day to day, because then you come up on things at work or in other aspects of your life and you're like, well, I've done harder things or I've done scarier things. And so it's kind of that push. And I feel like as an adult, we sometimes need those pushes, right? Because we get stuck in our bubble, our comfort zone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I am a total creature of habit. So sometimes I need those pushes, but usually I look to Eric and I'm like, I'll just go do a public speaking gig. And that's my scary thing for the week or whatever.
It is.
And
you crush it. Real quick. Yes, Ironman Maine is in Augusta, Maine, which is also the capital of Maine, but it's called Ironman Maine, not Ironman Augusta. So yes, I knew what I was talking about, but continue.
No, but so just doing hard things, right? So people are always like, why would you do all this? And it's like, well, why wouldn't I? Like, I never want to look back and be like, man, I really wish I would have done a marathon, or I wish I would have done an Ironman. So that's a lot of the driver behind this. And it's kind of fun to see where you can push yourself to. Like, what can I truly accomplish, that only a small percentage of people accomplish? And Erika, I'm sure you feel the same way. Like, you're going to do, how long is your ultra that you're going to do?
So I have a 72-hour ultra coming up in July, and I'm going to push for 150 miles. So that will be a new distance PR for me if I can make it that far. But so that's how I would prefer. Like that's a little on the scary side, but still within my comfort zone because it's running. It's what I'm used to. So yeah, just the swimming, biking, it's a whole new realm for me.
And it's different fitness. So people just assume they're like, you can run, so you can do these other things. Totally different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to that first New York City marathon. Was that your first marathon?
Yeah, that was my first one. And
all right.
That should never, ever be your first one because it is too good.
True. I don't know how anyone will beat it.
That's your sister's first one.
Let's talk about New York then, because I always love to hear that first marathon story. It always tends to be, it's never perfect. It's a learning lesson along the way. Tell us about your New York City Marathon journey from your first until this most recent one that we both ran together, but not together.
So my first one, I think it was perfect. Like, that sounds crazy, but I think it was perfect. And that's why it set the stage it can't be matched. That marathon will never be matched. So I got great sleep the night before. I had a great time at the expo the day before. Morning of, a little rocky. It took me 3 or 4 hours to get to the start line because I was staying around 42nd, around Grand Central. So I took the 6 down and then took the Staten Island ferry and then waited, I think, 2 hours for a bus, which I didn't expect to wait that long. So if anyone's listening and doing the New York City Marathon, you truly might wait that long to get on a bus to then
it's a marathon to get there.
Yeah, just to get there.
Wow.
So I remember we pull up and it's so close to start time. So I was the final wave. I was 11:30 start. And I'm trying to think, we pulled up so late that security barely checked us. And I probably shouldn't say that, but security barely checked us. He's just like, go, go. We're all running. And we're running through Runner's Village. We're stripping off our layers. None of us got to eat our final snacks. I threw away a phone charger, a book. I'm just tossing things.
Mm-hmm.
And I get in my corral and we immediately start going up to get on the bridge. So you didn't even have time to like process it. You were just in it, which was kind of crazy because I don't think it set in until I was deep into Brooklyn. And I was like, I'm like running a marathon, and Brooklyn, I mean, Eric, the energy of Brooklyn is just like it carries you and you're going way too fast.
It was so insane. Never experienced anything like that.
You look down, you're like, I cannot sustain this pace. So you have to keep slowing down and slowing down and slowing down. So Brooklyn was great. I had friends kind of set up at different mile markers with different things, ibuprofen, water, bananas, whatever you could think of. So I had a ton of friends. Thank goodness. I had a few friends that flew up from Florida even, and they just had backpacks of just stuff.
Yeah.
And so it was fantastic. I remember, and then we, go over into go through Long Island City. I have some friends that live there. Went over the Queensboro, which is so quiet. And then you just come off and you hear the roar as you come off that bridge. And then you go uptown. I had a few friends waiting for me around Harlem, a few friends in the Bronx. And I'll say you get a little tired there. Like you're kind of like, all right, I think I'm done running, But then once you kind of get back over to Central Park, you're like, okay, I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
So my first New York City Marathon was amazing. Last year was a little rocky. I think it was mile 10. I had this sharp pain in my hip that I've never had before.
Mm-hmm.
I stop and a police officer sees me and I jump up on like a light post to kind of hold on and like let my back kind of like decompress. And she's like, you're good. Like you're fine up there. I took 800 milligrams of ibuprofen, 1,000 milligrams of Tylenol. Don't do that, anyone ever. And I was like, I'm good. Let's go back. So we start running again. And my husband was running with me. He never, ever, ever runs with me, ever. So it's kind of, I don't know. He's got some spidey senses, I think.
Mm.
So mile 20, I'm seeing a friend and I'm coming kind of off of a bridge. I think I was coming through the Bronx, coming down a bridge. And I just feel this sharp pain. And I just double over. I fall to the ground.
Ooh.
And it's like shooting from like the back of my hip all the way down. And I try to get up. I can't really walk. My husband's trying to help me. And I finally start walking again, but I'm like limping, hobbling. The pain's getting worse and worse and worse.
Oh no.
At mile 24, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to finish. And
So close, but yeah, with that pain.
But luckily, everyone, if you got to take a spouse with a partner, take someone with you. At mile 25, the last thing I said was, I'm going to be sick. And then I passed out. The pain was just so much that I just passed out.
Oh my God.
So it took my husband 1 hour to drag me from mile 25 to the finish line. And there were paramedics waiting. They had the wheelchair for me.
Do you remember any of this?
I remember nothing at all. The photos, I bought them. They're bad. They're so bad.
Oh, no.
Are they on Instagram?
I did not put those on Instagram. They're terrible.
Can I have them to put on the YouTube?
No. I am fully unconscious. Yeah. Had Nick not been there, I would not have finished that. So thank God he drugged me for an hour. And he said people were throwing like water bottles and gels and chips and like, give her this, like people were just yelling and throwing things. And I'm just unconscious. Like,
Oh my
and
God.
I remember nothing at all whatsoever. And I had so many text messages because, people track you on the app. And
Yeah.
they're like, so did you finish? Like the texts were like, I saw you like right at 25, like, where are you? And so hours later, when I got out of the medic tent, I'm like, hey, I was still running, so to speak, but I was unconscious. And they're like, what?
Yeah. Explain, please. Mhm.
Yeah, it was still a great race. Somehow I'm still going to tell you that I loved it more than anything. Came home.
I'm going to
got an
share some
MRI.
photos I found, but continue.
Yeah, I only shared the good ones, of course, because, it's Instagram.
So
But,
what was it that was going on with your hip, like with that sharp shooting pain? Did you did the medics diagnose anything, or did you have to go to the hospital after this?
So the medics just basically said like, your blood pressure's really low, which I was like, I think I had like a vasovagal response, but I ended up spraining my SI joint and doing damage to it. I had a lot of fluid buildup in that hip, bursitis, tendonitis. I had another damaged tendon. And then the 2 herniations in my low back were just kind of like extra blown out, if that's
Oh my
even,
gosh. Mm-hmm.
But you
That's
could see in
awful.
these photos, I was having a great time. I was eating
Yeah.
my chips. I love
Yeah.
to eat Lay's potato chips when I run. So if Lay's
So
ever wants
salty
to
and
sponsor
delicious.
me, mhm.
Shout out to Lay's. Oh, that's post race. Do you remember this photo?
Yeah, that was hours later on the train because Nick was like, we do have to go back to our hotel. It is officially like 10 p.m. And I'm like,
Was he worried
Oh.
about you? Like, did this have anything to do with POTS or just
I-
the day?
honestly, POTS might have played a role in it because just the way that my body responded to that pain and the way that my body was just like, what if we drop her blood pressure so low she passes out? So I think that had a part of it for sure. Yeah.
That is so tough.
I think you told me something like it wasn't the best day, but I don't think it was that serious when you told me because we met a day or two before and you looked great and you're telling me about all these cool things you have planned too. And I don't think I realized you had that kind of day. That's intense. And he basically carried you and then right into a wheelchair. Thank God you didn't have to walk that last 3/4 of a mile after the finish line.
I did. They wheel you into the medic tent. You hang out there and then they're like, okay, so do you want to go to the hospital or do you want to leave? And I'm like, I'll leave. They're like, okay, you could walk. And then you still have to do that walk out of Central Park. And so I just like hobbled out. I looked like a Weeble Wobble or like a Teletubby coming out of that park.
Insane. What a day. And then Erika, she's still not scared to do something even more crazy like an Iron Man.
You are so badass, my friend.
Yes, you are.
Thank you.
You are. So, wow. What was like the next couple days like? Did you recover pretty quickly? Like when you have these, I don't know what to call it. I know if Crohn's, they call it a flare up, but do you have like a POTS?
Yeah, it's like it's a flare up. Yeah.
So with
I was
POTS,
just in a lot of pain, really tired, still like disoriented for like 24 hours. And then, I couldn't walk that whole week. And it was different than like a marathon pain, right? It's different from the pain you get from a race. That's when I text my orthopedic surgeon. I have him on a text basis. That's the injury frequency. And I was like, hey, I can't walk. And he's like, all right, come in. He did an exam. He was like, let's get an MRI. So we did the MRI and he was like, pretty much like everything's messed up and nothing's like that badly messed up. Right. So it's kind of like just,
but
rest.
It's everything.
It's everything, but it's nothing.
Everything.
Yeah. So, just an extended rest protocol and
Gotcha.
I'm back.
So how long was it? How long were you in New York City for before you had to fly home? Was it just like the next day or did you have a day to relax at least? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the very next day. So I couldn't carry my own suitcase or anything. it kind of looked like, okay, she ran the marathon. She's sore from that. And I'm like, let's just go with that. Let's just, people understand that.
It's easier that way.
Right.
I don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
That's such a wild story. And have you only run those 2 New York cities then? Only 2?
2 New York cities and 1 Chicago. So I ran Chicago last year as well.
Awesome. I would love to hear how you compare New York and Chicago.
I don't want to make anyone mad.
Well, we'll see who's going to be mad. I won't be mad. I promise I won't.
Okay. New York is a million times better than Chicago.
Maybe I'm a little mad. No, I'm just kidding.
The crowd support in New York, the course in New York, the energy
metal.
in New York, the metal.
Eric and the damn metal.
The Chicago metal last year was not great. Let's just be very honest. And the shirt
was not great. Oh my God, the shirt. That's living in a closet. I'm putting that in a bin. Like that'll never see the light of day.
Donate it. You're saying it's so bad you won't even donate it.
Well, I keep all my race shirts, but I won't wear it again. I mean,
what went boring. What went wrong
Red
in
and
Chicago?
boring.
Where'd they go wrong?
It's like a short box. Like it's like a boxy shirt like that. And a 2-year-old did like the logo on it and it's ugly.
She's right. It literally looks like a kid just drew a picture, like tried to spell out pink.
I mean, could they be removed from the world major list if they keep this up?
I don't think so. I just think we got to get it together because all of the gear at Chicago was even terrible. Like the only decent pop-up or gear was Bandit. And by the time I got in that door, everything was gone.
Oh,
so yeah.
I didn't even make it to the Bandit place.
It wasn't worth it. You waited in line for an hour only to go in. And they're like, hey, we're sold out of everything. And you're like,
maybe
cool.
tell me that while I'm still standing outside. So
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to go there one day and run it and give an honest opinion.
That's
But
all I want, Eric, is just for you to try it.
I'm sure the race is actually going to be great. It's everything else that we're talking about. It's the things that you care about, Erica. We've had these conversations. If you're going to spend X amount of dollars on something, you're expecting a
Yeah,
nice
give me a shirt I'm going to wear
a
again.
nice medal.
Right.
You're expecting that. Like, that's your argument, but then you won't with
For
Chicago. It's
$300.
like, why is it
I
the
want some nice
exception?
shit.
But Chicago too, like the crowd support is not the same as New York. Like you have so many gaps with no people or
Mhm.
I don't know. It just like
I'll say,
wasn't
how can anyone
there.
compete with New York there, though? Like, that's where I think New York is going to. We're from New England. We're just north of Boston. And
Okay.
I think Boston's the greatest marathon in the world. But when I ran New York, my thought was, there's no way crowd support wise anything is going to beat this. And I
Right.
think Boston's more of a buildup. You start in the small towns and the
Yeah.
crowds get bigger as you go along. And then when you hit the city of Boston, it's insane. I know in New York City, you're running through New York City, it's the boroughs, but it's insane. Like, just the masses of people that live there. It's just
Yeah.
how many millions live there, and they all take the day off. It's
Mhm.
a thing for them. So I don't know how
Mhm.
that can actually be
Well,
topped. But
one thing that I factor in, I genuinely love Chicago as a city. Like, it's just a cool place to visit. New York City is just a little too big, a little too loud. I don't know,
No.
it's not my favorite to visit. So that's why
Erica.
I think I do focus on Chicago.
Erica,
What?
it's the Windy City. How
Yeah.
lame of a nickname is that?
You got Lake Michigan. You got all the awesome architecture there. Like, I don't know. I really enjoy Chicago as a city as a whole.
I don't
And
know.
I'll say pre-race, Chicago is not as like commuter friendly. So in New York, I feel like you could
I
take a
love it,
subway
Brittany. Just keep hitting
anywhere.
on it.
I know, I got it.
Hey,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I walked everywhere. I didn't even need to take any like transportation. I just walked. I walked
But
everywhere.
it's more time on feet. So you're like, oh, I'm on my feet. I'm on my feet.
Yeah.
I'm on my feet. Whereas in New York,
I'm not
it's like,
afraid of the time on feet.
oh, I am. I am. My plantar fasciitis is terrified.
Oh no. Oh. I get it.
Yeah. So I guess that's like another complaint about Chicago. It's just that I felt like I was walking so much or spending an exorbitant amount in Ubers. I was just Uber. And I was
Yes.
like, So, and having run New York the year before and then knowing I was looking forward to it 3 weeks later, and maybe I wasn't in the right mindset for Chicago, like I needed a different attitude around it.
You don't have to make up any excuses. Like, you are entitled to your opinion. Eric is entitled to his, and I have mine. So
I need to develop a real
we can all
opinion,
still
though.
get along.
I know
Yeah,
this.
Eric,
Well,
you have to
yeah.
go run it.
I want to
I
go
do
there and do
agree.
a live show. Chicago,
Ooh.
send me out and we can debate this. From there, I
Yeah.
can get like that perspective and do a live
But
show.
you can't shit on Chicago while you're at Chicago. You just can't. They'll be like, you can't
Why?
ever come back.
Why not? If it's not in the
Why?
contract,
Why? I just.
I'm not going to shit on Chicago when I'm there. But I mean, I'm not going to go and say your medal is awesome when it's not.
Right.
I'm going to ask
Gotta
those
be
questions.
honest.
What went wrong with the shirts? What did you do to fix it? What is your plan of action to fix this? Let's
Mhm.
bring Chicago back up top to make it the number 3 marathon in the USA.
I'm trying to
Is it-
remember now if I had to fill out like a post-race survey, and it was because if I get one of those, I will give it to them straight. I will
Yeah.
tell them this sucked. This needs work. You need more porta potties around. Yes. So.
Yeah. I will say, so I ran with a charity in Chicago. I ran with the Van Andel Institute, and I'm hoping to run with them Tokyo 2028. So
Oh, awesome.
fingers crossed, that will be a heavy fundraising lift. But I got access to the hospitality tent prior to the race, and it was pretty chilly. It was, I think it was in the 40s when we started. It got up to late high 70s.
Mhm.
But they had the heat on in there. You had private porta potties that were clean. They had bagels and they had more food, but I only ate bagels. They had bagels. They had like coffee and Gatorade and water and all kinds of stuff in that like VIP tent. And it was so easy to check your bag because it was just a table. You didn't wait. You literally just like, here's my bag. I'll see you in a little bit.
Nice.
So And I don't know. I haven't done the hospitality tent in New York, but for Chicago, I think it's worth it if you can pay to get in. And I forget what they charge to get in. It's worth it. It's worth whatever you pay. And then when you get back in from the race, they've got a whole lunch spread.
Oh,
They've
nice.
got drinks. They had like a masseuse set up. His line was too long. I didn't commit.
Mhm.
But yeah, I would do the hospitality tent at Chicago for sure.
I
Erica,
have
you
not-
did like a VIP porta potty.
Yeah,
thing, right?
So it wasn't the total like hospitality tent, but it was just called Fast Pass. So it had like a dedicated entry line, which wouldn't have mattered. I usually get there super early, so there's not many people in line anyways.
Mhm.
And this just gave you dedicated porta potties. So I think there were maybe like the most people I saw in there was like 15. And
wow.
there were like 25, 30 porta potties just for us. So I never had to wait. I brought my own breakfast. I had a bagel. I'm sitting on the ground. I'm just like sitting there. Like people are trying to get in. They're like, no, you need a wristband. So I felt like pretty important. But the rest of the porta potty situation is just ridiculous. So it was $100 and I will spend that all day, all the time just to make sure like I can use a bathroom when I need it.
Right. And I will say New York, prior to running, like the way they have you separated out, I feel like the porta potty situation is decent. Like you're going to wait in a little line.
Mm-hmm.
You might be out of toilet paper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in the area where you wait to start the race. Like
Yeah,
when
in
that
Runners
area,
Village,
yes.
yeah.
Along the course could have been better.
Oh, for sure. They
Yeah.
need way more. Yeah.
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 So-
I always use the bathrooms at the bottom of the bridge before you go over into Long Island City at mile 13. There's like 6 or 7 porta potties at the most, and there's almost always one open. So I probably shouldn't have said that. Those will now be busy. But those are great bathrooms.
I wish we were that popular, Brittany. One day.
People are writing it down. They're like, okay.
Yeah. They're like,
remember.
okay, after this bridge, there'll be 6 or 7, 6, 7.
7.
You mentioned Tokyo, so is like the World Majors a goal for you?
Yes, I have to do them. I have to finish them. I don't know how. In the most perfect world, I would love to do London next year and maybe do it with like one of those travel groups where you like pay the fee and they're like, here's your bib, here's your hotel, here's your itinerary, boom, you're
I
done.
totally recommend
We
them.
know
Have you done
somebody.
Yes. So we've had somebody on the podcast. Her
Kelly.
name is Kelly McLay, and she works for Fit International Travel. And I have not worked with them specifically for when I went, but I went with Marathon Tours and I did Berlin with them and I did Tokyo with them. And they were fantastic. I mean, they took you on tours. They cover some of your meals. Like the money that you spend is comparable to what you would spend anyways, except they just make the logistics so much easier. So if that is a way you get in, all the power to you. Like, I think it's just so much easier that they take care of that kind of
And
stuff.
it's fun because with Kelly
You're
at
with
Fit,
like-minded
you're with
people.
people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll see. It feels like London is soon. It's a year away, but it seems soon in marathon terms. So if not next year, eventually, but I've already sort of, kind of dropped a seed to Van Andel that I want to run with them again. So they do cancer and Parkinson's research, and they were great to work with. And so I've talked to them about Tokyo 2028, which would mean my commitment would be, spring of 2027. So we'll see. The fundraising amount scares me because I do think it's like 10 grand a person, and it's me and my husband.
Oh,
so.
wait. Oh, per person.
That's what I heard. And that's just like a rumor right now that the raise went up to 10 grand a person. So, and that's a lot to raise.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
In the most perfect world, I do London and then Tokyo and then Berlin and then Boston. And I really don't know how I'm going to do Boston. I guess a charity, right? I mean,
probably.
Yeah.
But once you fundraise for Tokyo, you'll know how to do it, and then you'll be a pro. You'll be a total pro. I mean, you've already done fundraising, so you know the
Salt
drill.
stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Sponsor me. Sponsor Brittany. Sponsor Brittany.
Let's talk a little bit about Salt Stick. Like, no free ads, but Noah, I like you, so let's do it. You two are both sweater girls, sweater whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about Salt Stick a little bit. like you take it because of POTS, maybe not because of POTS. What also do you get to do with Salt Stick? Because that wasn't the only time you have traveled for Salt Stick. You've gone to many other events, right? You do a few things. Maybe did you go to the running event in Texas or something?
Anytime Salt Stick is at a race that I'm at, I make sure to communicate with them, let them know I'm coming. So I think they were at Austin last year. I ran the Austin half, which is a great race. A lot of hills, great race though. So anytime they're there, they kind of communicate to their people like, hey, we're here. Are you here? Do you want to stop by? And they're now kind of giving us opportunities to work different booths if they're at different marathons. So, like I said, I like not only their chews, but those bonk breaker gummies. And I don't even know if they're called bonk breaker anymore because they bought out that company.
I
Or
think
Bonk
it's
Breaker
just. Oh, I had one up here. Hang on, let me see if I have it.
Yeah. But the gummies are so easy on your stomach. Like instead of doing all gels, I literally do gel, bag of gummies, gel, bag of gummies.
Are they like the size of a gummy bear or like a Swedish fish or?
Like a gummy, a little bit bigger than a gummy bear. They're like a little like gumdrop kind of shape.
They have that consistency too, which is good because it doesn't get stuck in your teeth.
Mm-hmm. And they're vegan, so they're not made with gelatin, which is so great because I don't do any gelatin. So the fact that I can eat these when I usually can't eat gummy things, I love them. And the flavors are good. Like I do know people who eat them like as candy. I mean, I guess you can if you want, but that's how good they are. Like it's not like a gel where you're like, I'm only going to do this if I'm racing or training or whatever.
Yeah.
It's something that like you kind of want. And it's like a reward. So I won't do it as like my first one. Like I force myself to do a gel and then I make myself kind of wait for my first set of gummies as like a reward. It's like, okay, I've made it to mile 6 or mile 7. Let me go ahead and get these,
There we go.
Yeah. So they also have like a sister company, Vitasium. I think that's right. They're more catered to like people with POTS and like different medical conditions. And they have an even higher like sodium content. And then back to Salt Stick, they also have these capsules. And I've been doing those for all of my races this year. I had my double jaw surgery in December. So I still can't chew the actual salt sticks. So I've been taking the capsules that have the caffeine. And those are so great. So I took them for the Gate River Run, which is the 15K here in Jacksonville, and then the New York City half, and then the Nashville Rock and Roll half. So I took those capsules for each race and love them. So I'll probably do that at least like pre-race for every race moving forward because I love them so much.
That's awesome.
That's kind of cool. I'm on their website right now looking at that. So they got a lot more than just the sticks of salt.
Yeah.
Oh, they got a lot of stuff. But yeah, those fast chews are the little like tablets that you just can eat. You don't need a lot of water. I actually will hit a point. I love them for my ultras. I actually will just suck on them because it gives like, if I'm eating too many sweet things, they have like a green apple flavor that's really good. Like they're just a little bit tart and it switches up like the palate and makes things like I can eat real food again. I can drink water. Like it just switches things up. And I know they do help, but just mentally I'm like, all right, my mouth feels different. It's not sticky and sweet. And so total game changer.
Yeah. And if you haven't tried the capsules, try those because they work really well. I'm trying to think if they're like an extended release. It seems like they are. And
I think I have a bottle downstairs. Like they did send some last year, and I've used them in a few races, but I don't recall what it says on the package. I'm just like, these are gonna help. Caffeine, let's go.
Yeah, like I got these for free. Let me just take these. Yeah.
All it says on the website is the Salt Stick caps are high sodium, zero sugar electrolyte capsules engineered to replace what you lose and sweat fast. So it doesn't say, it says each capsule delivers 660 milligrams of electrolytes for efficient dosing of maximum convenience. So nothing about the slow release, but pretty freaking cool. I did not know they had the capsules. I knew about the gummies. Noah gave me some gummies. I knew about the sticks, but they have a lot more. What is Noah's role? We should get Noah on the podcast, by the way. I've run into him enough. But what does Noah do? Is he even a runner or does he just work for Salt Stick?
I feel like he has to run. He looks like he runs, but I don't know. Their social media head of marketing, she runs. Wow, I just forgot her name. Is it Gabby?
I don't
Oh my
know off
goodness.
the top of my
I
head.
forget. She's super
You
nice.
two
Y'all
are
have seen her.
ambassadors.
We're terrible ambassadors.
We're really bad. We just really like the product, okay?
Mhm.
If
That's a
you
start.
go, if
We have
you go
work
to
to
their
do.
website, actually, I mean, I feel silly now. Maybe I've heard of POTS once or twice, but I did not know what it was until you told me. If you go to their website,
Mhm.
and if you go to the drop-down menu under shop, the second to last one is for POTS,
Oh, see?
right?
There we go. Yeah.
So you go, you click on it, it takes you to another website. Did you say it was like Vitasium, a company
Yeah.
they bought? And it talks about those. So now you got electrolytes for people with POTS. That's so cool. And
Mhm.
I just said yes to accept all the cookies. Now I'm going to get a ton of ads for Salt Stick. So
Yeah.
super cool.
Sorry,
it
not
also had this
sorry.
little thing. It had me scratch off like a scratch ticket, and it says I get 15% off my next order. But I think I'm just going to rely on people I know, like you and maybe Noah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
don't we get a discount code that's worth like 20%?
Yeah, we have a discount code.
Yeah.
You can use Brittany.
My co-host, you think she would give me some Salt Stick? But
Hey,
give
when
me
I
some
get my
gummies.
welcome packet, maybe I'll share.
yeah.
Yeah, we're getting those soon, so I'm excited.
Mhm.
That's cool. And it's probably super good for you in Florida because what's
Mhm.
it like running there? Can you ever run after 5 a.m.?
You want to be done by 9-ish because it's already humid. Like you wake up, it's 85 and it's extremely humid. And you're just like, okay, it's 4 a.m. and this is what we're doing.
Oh, no.
So you got to run early. And it's not even just the heat and the humidity, but the sun. So like that sun
Right.
just cooks you. So everyone runs pretty early. It's actually pretty active here in Jacksonville, like down at the beach. There's a street by the beach that like everyone runs on. And there's so many people and you'll see them. And it's funny. There's a run club here. It's called Neptune Run Club and it's gotten huge. There's a couple hundred members now. And we ran the Nashville Rock and Roll Half a couple weeks ago. And we ran into a bunch of those guys at the Barstool Bar in Nashville after the half. We all walked over the bridge, went to the bar, ran into like 12 people from Jacksonville from that run club.
Wow.
So small world. But that run club all kind of runs like down at the beach. So you always have like-minded people doing the same kind of pursuit as you. It feels good to kind of be seeing other people out and about doing the same crazy thing as you, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because we crazy.
Yeah.
We do something else that's crazy together. Well, not together, but the same. You have a podcast, nothing to do with running,
Right.
but a lot to do with dogs.
Mhm.
Oh,
Tell me a little bit about Canine Culture Podcast.
So I started Canine Culture Podcast about 3 or 4 years ago. And the catalyst for that was I had a Pomeranian in 2016 diagnosed with cancer. And I pushed and pushed and pushed for that diagnosis. And finally, when I got it, they said, she's too sick. Don't bring her back. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? And they're like, figure it out. It's cancer. And I'm like, okay.
you're a doctor. You're
So-
supposed to tell me, or a vet. You're like, what am I supposed? You're supposed to tell me what I'm supposed to
Right.
do. Oh,
Right. Like any kind of guidance. So I had none. So that really left me Googling and calling and meeting people from all over the country to help me with diet and different modalities like acupuncture and just things that I wouldn't have thought of. And ended up spending about $23,000 to $24,000 over 6 months trying to treat her
crazy.
cancer.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I ended up
Okay.
selling my house to pay off all of that debt. And after she passed a little bit later, I was like, how many other dog owners deal with this or deal with something similar and they don't have the resources. They don't have access to resources. They don't know who to call. They don't know what to Google. So initially I was like, well, I'm going to do a blog because I love to write. And then I started to think about it. I'm like, not a lot of people are reading blogs. They're not as easy to find. They're not as attainable for all ages. So I started the podcast as a way to provide free information to dog owners. So whether it's like learning about bloat, because a lot of people don't know about that, learning about cancer in dogs, only 30% of people know that dogs can even get cancer. So I have, vets, trainers, people who run rescues, all kinds of people on to share anything that might help a dog owner. And my goal with the podcast is to grow it so much and to monetize it that I want to start a small dog hospice care. So I want to provide that end of life care sanctuary out of my home.
That's amazing.
That'd be amazing.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry that you had to go through that, though. That's so rough when your little one that you love so much is just in pain and you don't know what to do to help. Like it's hitting me.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's I mean, you see people post in groups and they post their GoFundMe and then you see them getting the wrong information. You're like, oh, I wish I could share. And so, I talk about a lot of things in the podcast. We've talked about cancer quite a few times, talked about diabetes. We've talked about so many different conditions, and any way to just deliver that information to pet owners, So that's my goal. I'm always like, if I save one life this year, one doggy life, then I did my job, right? Like that's all I want to do. That's the purpose of the podcast, is just to help other pet parents. I have 4 dogs. I have 3 Pomeranians right now. And then I have a 15-week-old Dutch Shepherd who will be my service dog. It's my first Dutchie. It's a lot of work. If you saw my body right now, I am covered in cuts and bruises. I am not safe at home.
No.
She's my little Maligator. She's a wild one. She is not anything like the Pomeranians, but I love her. And even her. So I, met my breeder kind of through the podcast. I met my trainer. One of the dogs that I have that I rescued, I met and had her on the podcast, and it's all kind of, links together.
You know what I love about it? And I've checked it out, but don't have a dog right now. Love dogs. I've always had a dog in my life until the last 3 or 4 years. But I can relate in a way of like when my kids, before they were born, had TTTS. There was already a podcast about that, like an episode. There was like a health or a baby or a pregnancy podcast where people talked and shared their story. And you can go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and maybe you want to learn about heartworms. Right. And they can find your episode, and you have episodes about heartworms. You have episodes about rescue dogs. You have episodes about like, can my dog eat this? Is it toxic versus safe foods? So where our podcast is a little more time sensitive, we want to be within a couple weeks when we talk to the guest, because everything you're telling us is kind of new, especially if you just did a race. Our Tros, the intro and outro, are like within 24 hours of when the episode drops. If someone listens to an old episode of ours, they're like listening to stories from years ago or months ago. Like a lot has changed. Yours has this information there forever. It's inked in there forever, just like a blog would be. But then you could have someone else on later to talk about heartworms again, if it ever happened. It's so cool because you got seasons, but you're building something that will impact for a long time. And you'll see those episodes continue to grow in downloads when someone has questions about something going on in their dog's life.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the episodes that I keep getting hits on is one of my euthanasia episodes. So I have a euthanasia vet that I've worked with twice now. She comes to my house and she does it here. And prior to euthanasia, she offers like a hospice care, kind of like a quality of life assessment. So she'll come in, kind of assess like, where are we? Are we close? Are we good? Do we need any supplements, medication? Can we change anything in your home? And so I've had her on the podcast twice, and she is amazing. And, we don't talk about euthanasia very much because it's the worst subject ever. Yeah.
So sad.
Yeah. And that's all she does. And so she's come on twice to talk about it. And I think the podcast allows people to listen to that in the privacy of their own home or their car and to sit with it and to really take it in and to feel whatever they want to feel, versus trying to talk to this stranger in this sterile room about it that you don't really know and you don't really want to cry. And so I'm hoping to give people that kind of outlet as well, so they can sit with these hard topics and like truly digest them.
Yeah. It's so good. When my last dog, Tuca, passed away, it was like the end of COVID, but because of COVID, not everyone could go to the vet we always go to. So we actually had exactly that. Someone came to the house, and it was 10 out of 10. Yeah. When it happens again, that's the way to do it. My boss at the time, that's what she did with hers, because she's
I I would prefer that just because I feel like it's less stress on your pet, especially if
That
they're
too. They're just laying down on their bed, relaxed with
God,
everybody.
It made me so sad.
Yeah.
You guys.
It was so
Aw.
sad. But
Yeah.
then the lady, and maybe I'll try to find her because I still see her van sometimes driving around.
Mhm.
She took like paw prints and made a
Yeah.
card for everyone there.
That
She
is so
took like
sweet.
some hair if you wanted the hair. And like she did so much for you that wouldn't happen at the vet.
Aw.
I think it was like $800. The vet probably would have been about $600. So it was like an extra
Yeah.
$200 for her to come to the house.
What it's worth, the extra memories you get to
Right.
keep. And
Yeah.
totally
It was
worth
so amazing, and it was so sad. It was Super Bowl Sunday, and I was like, I don't watch
Oh.
football at all. I was like, no, come today. Today's fine. Like it
Mhm.
was, and for my dog, it all happened within 2 weeks. Like she got sick, and it happened
Oh.
so fast. And she was older. You know, for a Mastiff, she lived a long life. She lived 11 and a half, 12 years for a Mastiff.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
I'm on that page now, and I love it. You do the seasons, you keep at it, and as I've told other podcasters, we're in it for the long game.
Yeah.
And as long as you keep doing it and those episodes will keep getting hits. So
Yeah.
amazing what you do. It's so cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I give a lot of credit because that can't be an easy thing to just like you must keep reliving it. And
Yeah.
you just want to help people. So just knowing that like you said, if you're at least helping one person, one animal, it's all worth it.
Right. Yeah. And it's kind of nice too to have that outlet as well to work through grief. It's an interesting way to work through it. And I've certainly never had that kind of way to work through grief, but it's been interesting. You know, we lost our oldest dog in October. And it was the week of the Chicago Marathon. Probably also kind of messed with my head a little bit. But having the podcast after that to kind of figure it out, because I suppressed it to get through the marathon, and then to be able to kind of talk it over with different vets that I had on, you know, like prior to recording, they'd kind of bring it up. We'd chat about it. She's still the picture in my signature on my podcast email. And I'm like, I have to leave that. So then I get questions about it. So then I have to explain it. But it's kind of nice to be able to talk through it because, again, it's like something that we just don't talk about. Yeah. We just, you know, any kind of death, we just put it to the side. We try to keep on living. And I think we could do a better job of like working through those things. And this isn't a therapy podcast, so we won't get into that. But these are just thoughts.
Yeah, it's great. Canine Culture Podcast. I actually now I'm thinking of a second person to feed you for it. A friend of mine who's a vet way up in Vermont, like on the Canadian border. She's incredible too. So check it out, especially if you're a dog person. That would be awesome. Back to running. You're not off the hook. We have 2 final big questions, and I can't wait to ask you because I didn't really prep you, but I think you know what's coming. I ask a question, the same question all year long. Erika does the same thing, but she asks it for the entirety of this podcast until she one day
it's never going to change. Stop trying to make it change.
Until she's no longer a co-host of the podcast. But I'm going to go first,
then
Brittany.
you can change it.
This can be fun. It can be silly. It can be serious. It can be about dogs or running, whatever you want. I am asking everyone for a hot take for 2026. Do you have a hot take you can give me right now?
Ooh, I got to be careful. Hold on.
Oh, no, you don't.
I do. I really have to be careful, you guys.
You don't.
Okay.
Don't be careful. Don't do it.
Okay. I'm going to play it safe. I don't think any sport should be bashing the other. And let me back this up. I see a lot. So I did a High Rocks last year. I still take High Rocks classes because they're fun. I see a lot of Ironman athletes or triathletes bashing High Rocks. I see a lot of marathoners bashing High Rocks, but then I see CrossFitters bashing marathoners. And it's like, at the end of the day, we're all putting in work. We're working hard. We're doing something. We're moving our bodies. Can we all just coexist and do our own sports and our own athletics?
This.
It's a good take.
I love it. I love it.
That's a good take.
Yeah.
Basketball.
This is like the new girl. Like, why can't we all just get along? Like rainbows and puppies and like seriously, why the need for competition where there doesn't need to be competition? There's
All
enough
right.
as it is.
I'll accept that, except for
Okay.
basketball, because basketball players are soft. And if you're watching the NBA playoffs versus the NHL playoffs right now, It is a sad, sad thing to see what those basketball players are not playing through and what those hockey
hate
players are.
basketball. I'm sorry. I cannot watch a game. I will blame it on, though, the squeaky shoes. I can watch it on mute, but I just cannot handle the noise at a at a basketball game. But he's kind of right. I'm on your side, Eric.
I love your
don't
take
watch
for
it.
everything but basketball.
Okay. I can get behind it.
I actually agree with your take a lot when you talk about runners versus CrossFitters versus high rock versus triathletes, because we're all just trying to stay fit and stay healthy and enjoy our
Right.
sport. Why do we got to
Right.
hate against the other one? Especially because
Exactly.
they're like in the same genre of
Space.
fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's like no one needs to be in this hierarchy like better than anyone. It's like let's just all like applaud each other for doing their sport because it's tough, especially as adults. It's so hard. We're working full-time jobs, we have families, we have responsibilities, unfortunately. And it's like we should just support each other. But yeah, I guess that's me being like, okay, everyone come get under my arms, come get under here, let's all be friends.
And
I am 100% on the same page as you, Brittany. Like
Yeah.
that's how I would prefer things to be.
And if a CrossFitter ran a little more, if a runner did a little more CrossFit or training, strength training, Erica, do your strength training, you would be better at the sport you love.
True.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've
true.
been CrossFitting more lately this past year, and now we're doing 5K cool down runs after.
See, and
Yeah.
you're feeling great. It's
Yeah.
all like multi-purpose.
Right. And my
Mhm.
CrossFitting's getting better because my running, and my running's getting
Right.
better because my CrossFitting, strength training, whatever you want to call it. Like it all works and all helps out in all areas of fitness.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Amen
So,
to that.
Good hot
Well, you-
take. Well
you
done,
nailed that
Brittany.
one, Brittany. Now let's see if you can nail my question. So we have a Spotify playlist, and we like to invite our guests to add a song to it. So is there anything out there that will get you super pumped up, just ready to take on the day?
Okay. Before I give you an answer, I have to just say that I currently am obsessed with Olivia Dean. Anything Olivia Dean, but not for a pump up, just because she's phenomenal. She's a great artist. I love her music.
She
For a
does that.
pump
The
up-
Man I Need, right? Like that song
Uh-huh,
gets stuck in my head on the regular. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But for a pump up song,
Which is
it could
something
be
that you like
Olivia
to
Dean.
listen
Just
to
something
while
that
running.
will like make you happy. That'll do.
oh man, there's so many. One of my playlists right now has 800 songs on it.
It's
Yes.
like sometimes just the song of the moment. Like when this episode actually drops, it might be a new song. But like for me
Yeah.
right now, I'm not even a Justin Bieber guy, but it's that Justin Bieber song everyone's playing.
Yeah.
They're like,
Beauty and the
Justin. What is it called?
Beauty and the Beat.
Oh, I thought you said Beauty and the Beast for a second.
No, I think it's Beauty and the Beat.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
I
his
think-
one of his
yeah.
first ones, but it came up at Coachella, and that's why.
Yeah,
Right.
That's why you. Yeah,
and
it's been
for
hitting
me, a
lately.
lot of it is I see a song on Instagram Reels or something, and then I got to Spotify it later, and I'm like, yeah,
Right.
and I start playing it
Mhm.
a ton,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Ooh.
eventually I forget about it because a new
I know
song
what mine
came in.
is.
All right, let's hear it.
Mine's T.I. Let 'em know.
Ooh,
You know T.I.'s most recent song, and it sounds like his old stuff, and it's so good.
I love the old stuff.
Yeah, let 'em
I
know.
haven't
So
heard
let
it.
him know you got
gonna
it.
Yeah,
check it
you
out.
have. Yeah, you have. You've heard it in a reel or a TikTok. For
Okay,
Sure.
okay, I'll check it out
It's
after
going right
this.
on the playlist. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. The playlist is long, maybe soon or already longer than your 800 song playlist. So
No, because it's only like one or maybe the occasional two songs per person per episode, and so there's only like 300 max.
Sure.
300
Do you
max.
listen to music when you run? Like, do you need music or can you listen to podcasts? Like, I can't do either. Some people listen to podcasts, some people do music. I listen to nothing because I'm a psycho. But Sweet But
Yeah, I
Psycho,
do
that was a
music.
song I was into for a while, by the way.
Ava Max?
Yep.
Mhm. Don't I know?
I do music because if I listen to a podcast, I'm usually not 100% focused, and then I'm like, wait, what did they say? Like
Exactly. You got to go back. Yeah.
Yeah, like Andrew Huberman. He's giving you so much information, and if you try to listen to it and you run, you're like, "Wait, what was that?" And you're like trying to Google the term, and you're like, "I don't know what we're talking about. What are
I
we
get
talking
that.
about? Like the equilibrium and the hippocampus." And so, pretty much just music when I run.
Yeah. Yeah.
I started
Cool.
doing audiobooks just to kind of make an easy run easier because I don't have the music to play off of. And then I am focusing more on the book, but not so much like a speed. So I find that works sometimes. But you're right. if I lose focus for even like a half a second, I'm like, what did they say? Like, what did I miss?
Yeah. And I want to
I'm
make
going
sure.
to plug though. Hold on. I'm going to plug for you, Erica. If you haven't listened, Andy Glaze has his book on Audible.
I have read it.
Have you read or heard it?
I've listened. Yes. He's got such an amazing story. Like he's come back from so much, and I really appreciate that he read it himself. I really do.
Yeah. Eric, have you listened to it yet?
No, because I have not yet gotten Erica's Audible.
I'll hook him up. Yeah, he just needs to log in. I got to log him in so I can download for him.
I have listened to Andy Glaze's stories on the On the Runs podcast, if you've never heard of it. So it's a good podcast. And they had Andy Glaze on. He was awesome. He was awesome.
He is a cool
I
dude.
also need to shout out my race tats for bringing us those 2 questions. So thank you, Dawn, for my race tats. Check them out. He's not far from you, Brittany. He's in
Charleston, right?
Yeah, it's South Carolina.
Okay,
Yeah.
4 hours. Yeah, that's not
There's
bad.
a big
Closer than
10K,
us.
one of the biggest 10Ks in the country, and it goes over like that big bridge in Charleston, and he always has a big setup there. It's like a weekend long festival. So
Okay.
Hold on. Dawn, I am coming down to South Carolina the beginning of June. We got to meet up. Like we got to meet up for like a drink or a run or something.
You should do it.
I'm sure I'll have to run. I'll hit him up.
this was a lot of fun, Brittany. I'm so happy we finally did this. We've talked about it for a while, ever since New York, and then I had to reschedule, actually. It's usually not me. But this case it was. I had a work trip, and thank you for being so flexible. Thank you for being so awesome. I can't wait to see you. If you see me when you're in the mascot costume, you need to like go crazy or something.
I'll tackle you.
Yeah.
Go ape on Eric. I would love
give
it
you
so hard.
permission. I absolutely give you permission. It'll be a lot of fun. And then shout out to Salt Stick. No, I feel like half this podcast was sponsored by Salt Stick, and I'm here for it. It's totally cool. I love that you are involved in the community and you take the chances you get to go and work at the booth and go and volunteer at things, because you did the 9+1, which honestly, I thought of the fix in the middle of this podcast.
Yeah.
They need to make it the 5+5.
Run 5,
get
work
more
5.
Get more
Yes.
volunteers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Volunteer more often. Only got to do 5 races, but they're hard to get in. But maybe they'll be a little harder if everyone's not trying to get into 9. Make it the 5+5.
Honestly, that's a pretty good idea.
It's hard to get those volunteer slots. Let me tell you, they go faster than the race spots.
Really?
So they always have enough volunteers because of this program.
Oh yeah.
That's a good problem to have, though. Having too
It's all
many
all a good
volunteers.
problem.
Yeah. Mhm.
Here's a hot take. The New York Roadrunners is doing phenomenal things. Everyone on threads and everything just bashing them. And if you're all about positivity or about like good things or running in this community, and then you go out there and you're bashing the New York Roadrunners and saying, I'll never run a race again. Listen, they'll be fine, but that's not going to solve the problem.
Right.
It's not. So that's my hot take, is like, figure out something else. If you don't have a solution like the 5+5, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my hot take.
Tell them how you really
like
feel,
it.
man.
I'm in threads all the time reading them. I'm not often commenting. I'll post a thread one day. Like the other day I wrote, put the snowblower away. Hope it doesn't snow anymore.
You're asking for it. I'm glad it hasn't yet, though.
Yeah. But this is a lot of fun, Brittany. Thank you. Erica, do you have anything for Brittany before we let her go?
I just want to say it was so great to finally meet you. I think you are awesome, and I can't wait to hear about how that Ironman goes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. I know it's something scary, but you are strong. You will do wonderfully, and we believe in you. So
Yeah.
thank you for coming on and just sharing all your stories,
Yeah,
especially
thank
like
you for
dealing with
having me on.
POTS and stuff too. That's
Yeah.
not an easy thing to do.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me. And maybe Erica, you'll do one triathlon with me. Maybe
Maybe I'll start with a
You
sprint.
have someone to do it with.
Maybe I'll start with a sprint. Let's start small.
We can
Let's
do a
start
sprint.
small.
We'll do a sprint. Yeah.
You could do it together.
2027 per year.
Yeah. You can have snacks on your bike. She told you all about
Love
the snacks
snacks.
you can put
Snacks
on
are
your
my
bike and in your
favorite.
jersey and the kit and everything.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm getting excited. Maybe I'll take
Like,
my bike
I'm gonna
off
pull out
Facebook
a piece of
Marketplace.
candy. Just candy everywhere.
Hey, you get to eat. It's just like an ultra.
Yeah.
Scary, and you get
That's
to eat.
why I love them.
All right.
Mhm.
Well, this is awesome, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm so excited to finally have her on the podcast and chat with you outside of a mascot costume. So, Brittany Snell, on the On the Runs podcast. That was wicked awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Brittany, oh, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I'm so glad that we were all able to connect. I know you had Eric's connection separately. We have our own salt stick connection. I think that's awesome. But man, I love everything you're doing, and I wish you so much luck at your try. And I say your try because I don't know if I'm ready. I don't think I'm ready. But
just do it. Rip off the Band-Aid.
Let me try skiing first. There we go.
I'll tell you what I did. Remember we had Alex Larson? By the way, thank you to My Race Tats. Thank you to My Race Tats for bringing us the guest segment. But anyways, Alex Larson. Remember we had Alex on about a year ago, and I was like, I really need to sell my triathlon bike. And she goes, I wish I did that, because now she has an old triathlon bike that never got used. And she just basically let someone use it for free because it became not worthless, but just lost the value. Like, why get rid of it now?
I see.
So I posted it on Marketplace, my triathlon bike, because I've done 4 or 5 Ironman / half Ironmans with it. It's in great shape. The last time it's ever been touched was when it got tuned again. So I put it on Facebook Marketplace, and then I submitted it to this website that will buy the bike from you. And to be honest, the company, it's called like the Pros Closet, offered me more money than I thought I'd get. Obviously, I put it up for double on Marketplace and then hopefully to make a deal. But I have till Friday
to make a
accept
decision
the
on
offer.
it. Okay.
Yeah, it's over $1,000 the offer, and I'm like, well, I'm
sure
gonna do that. It's not like $500, but I was kind of like, oh, I'm hoping someone just like calls me first or hits me up on Marketplace more so, and I can be like, yeah, here's a deal. It make a couple more $100 than what Pros Closet will give me.
Yeah.
But then I don't have to deal with packaging it, because the Pros Closet sends you something. You have to pack it, ship it, and all that.
You'd rather just hand it off to somebody, be like, hey, throw
I'd
it in your
rather
truck.
just hand it off and be like, this is what the Pros Closet offered me. You give me an extra $100, it's yours.
Yep.
Right? I'm not trying to make a ton more extra, but it's kind of sad because I'm selling a triathlon bike and I love doing triathlon. However, my justification is I will eventually, sometime this summer, or maybe in the fall when the season's over, buy a new road bike, because I don't have a road bike and I want to bike more, but I'm not going out there in a triathlon bike just to ride. And then if I'm not going to be doing an Ironman anytime soon, but if I do a triathlon, it'll be a sprint or an Olympic, and the road bike is perfect.
Yeah. What is the real difference between a tri bike and just a road bike? Is it just because it's so much lighter so you can go faster? Like, what's the deal?
It's more about comfort over 112 miles.
I mean,
and
that
you're
makes
in
sense.
this aero position. You're not sitting upright like you are in a real bike.
Yeah.
You're in more of an aero position. And it over 112 miles, a little more comfort. You use your energy more efficiently.
Ah, that's fair.
But you don't need that in a sprint triathlon for a 10-mile bike ride.
You'll be fine.
It's not. Yeah, in a 10-mile bike ride, it will save you minutes. In a 112-mile bike ride, it will probably save you an hour.
Oh, wow. That's, yeah.
I felt like I had that kind of advantage.
Okay. See, here I would be on a freaking little Huffy with a basket on the front. Pring, pring, pring. Like, here I come on my little bike. But
That's all you need for a sprint. You don't need to do anything fancy. But it's not the end of like an era. It's just a pause. Because when I have the time to do triathlons again, I can't wait to do a triathlon again. And then I get to buy brand new stuff all over again.
I mean, there you go. If us runners can buy a new pair of shoes every X amount of day, like months, whatever, you should at least get a new bike every couple of years.
Yeah. So I just put it up for sale, and
go buy
it'll
Eric's
be
bike.
gone.
Go buy it.
Yeah. Well, it will very likely be gone by the next time we actually talk.
Well,
and
keep us posted.
I'm totally okay with that, because it's just sitting in the shed. Last season, it never got ridden once. In this year before, I rode it twice, because I haven't done a triathlon since like 2024.
Okay.
23, maybe 23. It was 23, yeah.
Yep.
So it's up for sale.
Yeah, just
Sad.
wait till your kids get a little bit older so they can occupy themselves, or Adeline can babysit, and then boom, built-in babysitter, and then you can do whatever you need to.
She's gonna love that.
That's
He'll be
just
like,
a
Dad's
rite
out
of
riding his
passage.
bike again.
Yeah, that's a rite of passage as an older sibling. You have
She's-
to. I had to
yeah,
do it.
she's-
It's just you live with it.
Yeah, she's joining a new cheer team. She left her current cheer team for the last couple of years,
Yeah.
had a tryout this past weekend. It's a little more elite, a little more money. I will be traveling a little more,
Okay.
but I can build on my Strava heat maps, hopefully.
That was my first thought for you. And I'm like, oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. Well, I told you where I was going. You finally figured that out, but that slipped because I'm not doing that international marathon. But you know, one of the first things I did when I found out where we were not just going, but where we were staying?
What?
Strava heat maps. Where do people run in this area? Coastal area of Europe. It's going to be beautiful. I can't wait. I'm not going to tell everybody where it is right now. I'm going to let it wait because who knows?
You might actually do said marathon that I was trying to guess for the longest time and never actually wound up guessing.
You gave up on guessing.
Well, you kind of did give it away.
You gave up.
I caught on.
Who knows? Who knows?
If the logistics work out.
What are you looking forward to this Memorial Day weekend?
Honestly, that expo, the Run to Remember expo, I'm really looking forward to hopefully seeing some familiar faces and meeting some new people and just polishing my podcasting skills out in public.
Yeah.
I don't have any other real plans. How about you?
Well, we are so.
Oh, camping.
We're
You're going
camping.
camping.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're going and I'm leaving camping to do the expo.
Well, good.
Which I want to do.
Yeah, good thing you have the camper because it's going to be raining, I think. I don't think it's going to be the best
Well, I
weekend.
actually think it's going to be all right.
Yeah?
It's not going to be that bad. Like, people look at the weather and they see rain. It's like, oh my God, the weekend's a wash.
True.
It's going to rain for 30 minutes at 5 p.m.
Hey, if that's how it turns out,
Oh, it's going to rain. Can't go do anything. But I am excited. Like, I wanted to do this. This is not my camping trip. Let's just say that. I mean, yes, we're all going camping, but we're going camping for another reason, for another person. And I am really just the driver towing the camper. I'm like, hey, I'm going to leave on Saturday. Drive. It's not that far of a drive. It's only 2 hours from Boston. So it's an extra hour than what it would typically be.
Okay.
But then I'll go back up and enjoy camping and we'll come home Monday night. And I'm looking forward to that because it's a long weekend. We have at work Friday and Monday off. And guess what I'm going to do on Thursday if the cards play right in my favor?
There's got to be some kind of running thing going on.
No?
No?
Not running.
No?
Nope.
I don't know. Swimming.
I haven't done this in over 5 years.
I don't know, man. What? Hockey game. Ah! When you look for the button.
I might be playing hockey.
Oh, even better.
Yeah. Yeah. Justin's been trying to get me to go out and play with him. He's been playing lately. And I said, when are you playing? Like stick and puck. It's like you just show up and the ice is open, $10. You can go shoot around and scrimmage. And so maybe on Thursday, I'll be, look at this hockey puck, Timberlane Owls right there. It just happens to be on the desk.
Nice.
Yeah.
From afar, it kind of looked like a cat and I got excited.
An owl.
Okay.
An owl. Anyways, Thursday, Chad. Not Ultra Chad. The Clydesdale runner. He's the original Chad.
He's now our Ultra Chad. We have a Chad Ultra. we have both now.
No. His name is Jeremy. Chad on Thursday, he did a 50K. It was incredible. He's become a trail runner, ultra runner. He's insane. He also, we found out, he's a Girls on the Run coach.
That was a fun.
We found that off the air because we talked to some Girls on the Run people and they mingled during crosstalk. That was cool. And then next week, Tuesday, is already ready. It's a great episode. You guys are going to love her, and you're going to love it. If you want to go to a gala this fall, you're definitely going to want to listen. This is like a fancy dress up, but wear running sneakers kind of gala. It's going to be really
That's
cool.
my kind of dress up.
Yeah. And then Thursday, it will either be Erika and Tara's women's episode or our live show for Millennium, if I can get that all pieced together in time. Be on the lookout in the show notes and everything for the links to the streaming hour we're going to try from the expo, if everything goes well with the internet. And also in the show notes, like everything about Brittney and my race tats, all that, guys. Have an amazing Memorial Day weekend. Be safe. Thank you to everyone for everything you've done and for serving. Remember, it is a fun weekend. We get work off. We get to party, drink, have a good time, go camping. We get to run. but we get to do it because of the ones who served for us. So thank you, everyone who served. Erika, take us home.
Once again, big thank you to My Race Tats for sponsoring our guest segment. And thank you all for listening. You know we love you.
Don't fear the code brown.
Don't forget to stretch.
In New York, you're running through New York City the whole time. The bureaus, I know Erika make fun of me for saying that wrong, but
Burrow.